know the camera's bouncing. I got it zoomed in. So it is July 4th. Me and Miss Eastern Shore Farmer went out on a boat today. We just got back, and I seen that Dad, my brother, and Boyd were over here cutting meat, baling, and moving it. They decided to go ahead and work today, so I got changed, jumped in the planter, and brought it over to this farm. I have just a little bit of beans on here, so I'm going to go ahead and run them out in this field before I switch varieties. And yeah, so I figured I'd come over here and run this out, and I got to go up and load the seed tender with 3 boxes of Dyna-Gro beans. So I'm going to load them up, and for in the morning, because I don't have any, I'd probably make 3 more rounds, and I'll be out. But I figured I might as well run these out while it's back here. So I'm going to run these out. I'm going to go up there. It's like 95 degrees there. I mean, it's just scorching hot. So I'm going to go up there, put them 3 boxes on the seed tender, so in the morning I can get started early. I'll come over here early and get rolling, and try to get caught back up to the combine. It won't take me long, but it's more of a pain in the butt loading the seed tender with boxes. Then, you know, you got to take the auger and boxes, and it's just time consuming, it seems like. I mean, I love the seed tender for loading this thing, but it's just a pain in the butt to load. I wish we had a pull under auger and do it like that, but we don't. But I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to call it a night. So, happy 4th of July, everybody. Working on the last pass over there, but I'll just show you this decob corn. Still got water in the ditch. It is looking pretty. Pretty. Nice dark color. We got the rain the other day, and now we got the heat, and this stuff is starting to tassel. We really need another rain shower right now. It would be sweet if we got one, but I don't know. They're calling, you know, when it's like this every day, they call for a thunderstorm. So, but who knows when we'll get one. I mean, there's, you can see the water in the ditch. So we got moisture. And when I'm planting beans, there's moisture in the ground. So, but, I mean, there's a wet spot right there. That's why them couple rows are short in that spot. But, man, that's the only bad spot looking. And this corn is tall. I come back here with the planter earlier, and it was taller than the tractor is. I mean, way taller over here. But we just need, I think with it pollinating and everything, we need just that nice rain. And, man, it's impressive. Not as impressive as a sea consultant, but it's impressive. I mean, it's very impressive. I mean, good Lord, it's just beautiful. Get the header cart so Dad can drop the header and take the combine home. I mean, just beautiful tall corn. I mean, it's just impressive. I don't think like all of our corn has never looked this good. Let's hope that everything works out right. But normally you'll have a couple fields that look good, and you'll have a sand hill and one field that looks crappy. But man, even the sand hills, I don't know if it was that planter with the 2x2 with them bandits or what it was, but it seems like I did everything at the right time. The planter worked, you know, good. I wish I had planted corn a little bit earlier. Some of it I planted perfect time, and then some of it, you know, we waited weeks in between here and there and planted it. And man, I really wish I had planted it all at the same time, but it's beautiful. I mean, it's all tasseling now. Every bit of what we got is just, some of it's starting to tassel, some of it's full tassel. But it's just so, like, every farm looks perfect. You might have an end row where a couple rows are a little bit shorter, like the first 3 rows here and there, on certain fields for some reason. I know it's where the telephone poles were, because I couldn't get all the way, have my, when I put nitrogen on, I didn't get all the way to the edge. I always stay in a row or two because my boom hangs out a little bit further than my first nozzle. But that's only on the fields with the poles. That's very limited, but man, let's just hope the good Lord keeps everything going and we get a nice little rain here and there. Nothing else, no hail or anything. But man, it looks good. And some of the wheat beans that I planted when we first started cutting wheat are coming up, so that's a good sign. But yeah, even the sand hills, you know, you might see just a slight dip in the corn height on some of the sand hills, but normally the sand hills are like, you know, waist high, and the other stuff's, you know, 10 foot tall. But this year, it's just, if we can just get another shot of rain now, if we don't get no rain for a couple weeks, then yeah, then that's when you lose yield here, because you can be cutting 250, 300 bushel corn when it's good, and then hit a sand hill, and your monitor, you know, your overall average would be way up. And you start hitting these little sand hill pockets, and they're not big pockets, they're just little sand hill pockets, and you hit them, and next thing you know, you look at the monitor and you went from 230 down to 180. It's just crazy, you know. And then you can get back in 200-300 bushel corn, and it doesn't build it up as quick as it takes it away from you. But let's just hope everything goes good, because man, it's every farm. It's just beautiful corn this year. You know, I think I planted it. I wanted to plant some of it earlier, but you know, it is what it is. But even the stuff I planted a week or two later, like this right here, is some of the latest stuff I planted. And look at it; it's just amazing looking. But I hook this header card up. I wish I had a camera, backup camera on this daggone pickup. But then I sprayed it, I think at the right time. Dad thought I might have sprayed a little bit early, but man, I tell you, if you don't get in there and them rows close up so quick, I hit it at the right time, and then I think I put nitrogen on it, fed it at the right time, and it just seemed like everything's working good. Let's just hope everything just keeps going good. And you know, it's not bragging, it's that, man, you do it all these years and you're like, man, I want to do this different next year, and I want to try to do this at this time next year, and then all of a sudden, bam, I guess you're kind of figuring it out. And you know, I like to try some new things too, but you're kind of figuring out when the timing, you know, and you can't never get it perfect, but you know, in my head, like I'm already thinking about next year. You know, you just live and breathe farming when you do it. And or I do. I don't know about other people, but you know, I crave it every day. You know, I mean, it's always going through my head, what can I do to make each crop better? You know, not just corn, but beans. Of course, wheat. I hate wheat. I despise wheat. That's my dad's thing. I'd rather have more corn and beans, or put pivots up and do double crop corn with beans behind it. You can make a ton more money, and I just think you can make a ton more money on it. And if you have pivots, you know, it worked the first 2 years. Last year we had a drought. This year, you know, we could have done it and it worked out good, but I want to get pivots up and do a 2 crop rotation. I like to do 100 acres of
organic corn, because I think it's like $14 a bushel. I actually talked to Purdue about it. They take it, and I'd like to do that, 100 acres, see how it works out, of organic, just, you know, just to try it. Just trying to think of more ways to make more money on the farm and do better things, and, you know, try to get the timing of everything down perfect, and just, you know, that's basically what it is, you know. And the better the farm does, the better we do, you know. That's how I look at it, you know. The better the farm does, the more land we can buy or put up grain bins. I really want grain bins, you know. Irrigation first, get the grain, and then put up bins. But I don't want to be 60 years old finally putting up a bin. I want to do it now, you know. We should have had some of this stuff years ago, but we just don't. But I'd like to, you know, get some of this stuff now, and the better the farm does, the better we can figure it out. You know, the more money we make to gain more land or bins or irrigation or, you know, newer equipment, you know. I mean, you know, yeah, we got nice equipment, but it's always got to be updated. You can't run a combine for 15, 20 years. And like Wes was saying, parts are hard to get. Things wear out. You got to, if you want to stay in the loop now and be good at agriculture, you got to update things eventually, you know. Like our sprayer's a good sprayer, but eventually I like to update it, you know, eventually, because I tell you, we used to get Nutrient to do our spraying and stuff like that, because we didn't have a big sprayer, but we did have like a 60-foot boom type pool sprayer, and my dad always ran it, you know, and I was younger then. And man, you don't realize how much spraying you do until you start doing it yourself and you gain more land. And oh my God, it's like, you know, I'm in that sprayer running and running. And the good thing is, it's, you know, it's big, 1,000 gallons, 100-foot booms. It covers, you can roll, you cover a lot of acres quick. So you knock it out quick, but you're in it a lot. You know, because you got to cover every piece of ground that you do 2 or 3 times a year. You know, between burn down, and then you got to do, you know, post-emerge, and then you got to feed the crop. So you're rolling in it all the time. And, you know, even though you might only be in it a couple months a year, when you're in it a lot, and you want to, you know, keep up with things. But that's down the road. But I like to buy more land, definitely have pivots. Pivots are number one. I want pivots bad. And then once you get the pivots and get the grain, and we can start doing a 2-crop system, I like to have a grain bin system with a dryer and all that. And then I like cutting corn 23 to 24%. You don't lose your yield. You gain a lot of yield instead of cutting it. You know, my dad likes to do 15, 16%, and you butt shell so much, we lose. I mean, I'm talking about 75, I think 75 bushels to acre, if not more. Because when I run into stuff that's 24, 25, I mean, you can tell it. That combine is taking in some grain. The yield's up big time. And then you wait for other stuff to dry out, and then you end up cutting it 15, 16%, and you lose 75 to 100 bushels. Crazy. And the bushels outgain what it costs to dry, that you're gaining when you cut it wetter. And I know guys now that have put tanks up, and they tell me, you want to cut that corn at 23, 24%, because you don't lose the bushels like you do when you let it dry. And when you have your own grain system, you got to pay for it, but it's so much cheaper to dry it than what they charge us in town or what you get docked when you go somewhere. I just hate losing corn off a header. I hate it. I despise it. You can walk in a field that you cut at 24%, you might find a kernel or two here and there. You walk in a field that you cut at 15, 16%, and you find kernels everywhere. And I mean, that's a lot of money that you're just throwing on the ground. You know, and even if your header is rebuilt perfect, you're still throwing money on the ground, in my opinion. I'd like to get back to doing, have the pivots, do 75-day corn, and we can grow 200 bushels 75-day corn. Cut it off early, dry it ourselves in our own grain bin system, and you get your beans in a lot earlier. They mature a lot quicker. Turn them pivots on. I mean, can you imagine making 200 bushel corn and then turn around and making 40, 50 bushel soybeans on the same field in the same year? And then if you wanted to do wheat, we could get the beans off early enough, even if we had to run them through our own dryer, and turn around and put wheat in it, you know. But you already got your crop rotation on that field. I don't know. I mean, we've done it. We've been successful, you know. We grew 192 bushel 75 day and 40 bushel beans in 1 year. And then the other year we went 171 and like 34 bushel beans, which is still good off the same field, same year, same farms. Last year we had the drought, and I think the corn still did like 143 or something. And that's still really good for 75-day corn. 75-day corn is a totally different beast than 115-day corn. But we don't feed it enough. I want to get in a different feeding program when we get back to that, if we do get a pivot. And the beans were actually, some of the beans actually came up after I planted them. They came up, but then we had the drought, and it's like they came up beautiful and they just stopped growing. And then by the time we got rain, they started growing again, but it was so much later in the year that they weren't going to amount to nothing. So we just worked them in and put wheat there. I still think, you know, the way the weather is around here now, it stays hot all the way up to December. I think we could have let them grow a little bit longer, seeing what was going to happen, but, you know, it wasn't my call. So, but, you know, just things off the top of my head that, you know, I always think about. So, and I'm sure that every farmer thinks about that. Like Wes, he was already talking about, he's already thinking about next year too. I mean, that's just what you do, you know. You always want to do better. So, I don't know. Let me get this header card. Yeah, we got the header. Just unhooked. We're gonna take it all up to the farm. We gotta blow the radiator out on the combine. We blow that out every morning. The filters. Combine needs fuel, so we're at the farm, next to the farm. We gotta move down the road a little ways. So we're gonna take it up there and fill her up with fuel, blow her off. And yeah, should be ready to roll tomorrow. I'm gonna go ahead and load the seed tender, like I said, get that done, so I have to fool with it in the morning. And see, good morning. Sun hasn't come up yet, but it's trying. It's like 5:15ish Wednesday. We're gonna get the old girl loaded up and seed and get rolling for today. And we are off planting. We got 100 acres here to plant. We got a new coffee cup from Miss Eastern Shore Farmer. I'm very happy. I haven't been video in a couple hours. I got all the fields back there done. Now I'm on the really long, big field. I had a bearing go out of a gauge wheel, so I had to go fix that real quick. And filled the planter back up. So I am headed over, got back over here and started planting again. We had it's real humid out. So I'll probably get this right here done. It is 9:58 a.m. right now on Wednesday. Today's Wednesday, right? Yesterday was 4th of July, so it's July 5th. So it's probably gonna take me another hour to do this, and it's hot.
sun's out, but it's humid. I mean, you step outside this cab, you start sweating immediately. It's like 95 degrees plus humidity on top of that. So I'm gonna probably get this field done. I got this field, like a little 4-acre field right beside it. I'm gonna probably get all this done. Of course, some equipment sitting in the way. My brother, he went and hauled the weed today because Bullwinkle, he had to go to the doctor or something, I don't know. He'll be here later to start helping him out. I gotta fill the combine up with fuel. She's sitting by the fuel pump. I gotta blow the radiator out. Like I said, we blow it out all the time, especially when it's hot like this. You really want to keep them radiators clean when it's hot like this. And then we're going to move a couple miles down the highway, and we got 47 acres there. I think we got 47 acres there, 43 acres beside it, and then we got a 90-some acre field back behind that. So we're pushing close to 200 acres left, like 180, maybe 190. Let's just say 200, just so just keeps my math in the ring. And then we'll be done, but we'll probably just cut that one field today. By the time we get everything moved over, hooked up, then start opening it up, they start getting all the straw off so we can get the trucks in there. Get the trucks in, and what else? Yeah, we'll probably just be rolling that today. I'll be called up to the combine here in an hour, and we'll get her ready, move over, start cutting. We weren't sure if we were going to cut or not because just how humid it is. I mean, I don't care what kind of combine you got. It's hard on her to do that, cut when it's so humid out. But we're going to give it a go anyway. We'll at least get everything moved over and opened up. And yeah, so that's what we're doing. But yeah, I'm just planning. Be done here, like I said, in an hour, and then you'll see something else after that. Need some rain. Everything looks good, but we need rain. Need rain, and man, it would just, everything looks good to just get a nice rain shower for this corn right now. That'd be perfect. They're talking about thunderstorms this afternoon, so let's hope we get it. Let's pray we get it. Everybody pray. All right, I'm back to cutting. Got my brother out here baling. We're trying to, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inrows cut so we can get the, we got to bring the trucks in from the highway on this farm, so he's baling it up now so the trucks can get in here. It's near full. Wait, there's some corn over here. That's some of the last I planted. Some of it's tasseling, some of it isn't. Still looks good. It needs a shot of rain though now. We're getting dry quick, but here, I'll let you look at my brother bale while we're waiting. Oh, he's doing a good job too. Look at him. The inlet to get in here is right by that pole he's going by. Super job, Rizzo, when you're watching this. He's a true fan. He watches every episode. Remember to give a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the alert button. This is what I need everybody to do. Apparently thumbs up and everything really helps you with YouTube, so they'll put your channel out there a little bit more, and so people can find it. Or that's what I've told anyway. It seems like I'm getting subscribers though. I really appreciate everybody subscribing. It does make a difference. I like it. Thank you. I keep making videos regardless, but still, can only be so entertaining. I mean, I think I'm entertaining, but now you see, accumulator just pushed the bale over. I like that. I think that's neat. There's Bullwinkle coming in here. You got to make room for 3 Peterbilts. There's some, what is that corn over there? This is, the corn I just showed you is, here, hold on. Hey, James, just sit right there for a second and let him get these other inroads done, and then we'll swing her around and point her out. Make enough room so we can get like the other 2 in here or whatever.
radio in there, does it?
Oh, that's right, he don't. Well, he figured it out. We got to put these radios in them trucks. Man, you're getting a lot of video time right now. I want to wish One Lonely Farmer, Mr. West, a happy birthday today. And I want everybody else to go to his YouTube channel and subscribe and tell him happy birthday. Just going around the field for the first time. See what it's doing. Doing pretty good. Seems like right around that 100 mark, so this week doesn't seem like it's doing as good as the other week that we had. But it's laid down a lot more over here, if you can see. That really hurts it. So I gotta go a little bit slower. I think she chews some of it up when I gotta do that. But anyway, that is AgriGold 115-day corn, and it's pretty. That's some of the later that I planted, and I hate waiting to plant corn. That's, you know, my dad's always like, oh, don't rush it, blah, blah, blah. The corn that I got in early is by far the prettiest corn that we got. I mean, it's 10, 12, I don't know how tall it is. It's huge. And tasseling, everything's even. Beautiful stand. The later corn looks good, but it just doesn't look good. You know, it looks good, but it doesn't look good. I don't know if you can understand what I'm saying. If we get another shot of rain on it, we need rain now. You know, we got rain, and I think it's used it all up. We just need a shot of rain. Everybody's corn area actually looks good, but you can tell everybody that planted late, and some of the farms that I planted late, I really believe you got to get your corn in early, and I've said it on this channel for years. And for some reason, the people that I'm associated with at this farm just don't want to listen to me. And I'm telling you, it just does way better. You get that stuff in the ground, it just does better. Because now that it's hot, all the early stuff that I got the good rain the other week. Tassel, beautiful. You know, it's hot now. It's shaded real good. It's tall. I mean, it's just beautiful. It's really just, I mean, it looks good. Now that it's starting to, you know, the rain's kind of going, the water is, we should be getting showers hopefully here and there. Hopefully we don't go 58 days without rain, because the early corn's the only corn that's going to make it. But you can tell, like, when I planted this is when everybody else kind of started planting. You know, because everybody plants a lot later than I do, I feel. And, you know, I was kind of like finishing up the last couple hundred acres when everybody else is going. And, you know, that corn looks like all their corn. Now that it's hot and everything, it looks like it's struggling. Just needs to, I really, when I get going planting corn, I don't want to stop. I don't want to be taking a week, you know, because from when I started to when I actually finished, you know, we're talking about probably 3 or 4 weeks. And once I started, I could have been just steady rolling through a lot of it. And all that corn looks so good, you know. It's like, don't plant in the dark, you know, or, you know, I plant when I want to plant, and I know what I'm doing. I want to get the stuff done. I'm telling you, the corn, you get that corn in by, you start April 13th, April 15th, you know, check the weather ahead, make sure you're not going to get any frost or anything. You know, look at the 2-week forecast just to see what the temperatures are going to be. If there's a day in there that it is going to, you know, turn back cold, then yeah, you know, wait, that's common sense. But this year we looked at the weather forecast, and
look perfect. And the early corn, man, it's just banging. And I tell you another corn that looks good. That corn at my farm, I did plant it a week or two after I started in that vetch. And my God, even Miss Eastern Shore Farmer, we got a deck upstairs. And you go up there and you can actually, because when you're down, I mean, the corn just, she can't believe it. Every day she's like, that corn's got a foot taller today. That corn's got a foot taller every day. And you go up on our balcony, you can see the whole farm, you know, because you're up so high. And man, it just impressive. For the time that I planted it later than the early stuff I planted, it has caught it and almost surpassed it. That vetch is just, I mean, that's the cover crop to do. I mean, it just has turned on. And even the other farm that we planted vetch, it seemed like it was kind of hesitant getting it going. Of course, it's two different soils. But man, once it's taken off big time. I mean, big time. It's just crazy, the growth. Once we got this heat, I don't know if that vetch, where it stored up that nitrogen, now it's releasing it, but man, it is turned on and it is beautiful. So yeah, very excited to get in there when we get cutting and see what that difference is. But like I say, all the corn looks good. It's just the later stuff. I just wish I just kept right on rolling, because the fields were in perfect condition, the moisture, and then the longer we waited, the drier it got. And then it just seemed like when it got so dry, the planter just didn't like going in that dry couple layer on top. But when I started, we had moisture, and it was planted beautiful. You know, I feel like on some of the drier ground that we had, we should have took the turbo till, maybe just ran it an inch or two deep just to break that little top layer off, and got the stuff planted a lot better. And then, you know, because then we got rain shortly after I planted it. But just to plant, you know, I should have just kept right on rolling. Should have kept on rolling, but it is what it is. But anyway, yep. Cut. See how it goes. But wish One Lonely Farmer happy birthday today. Go subscribe to his channel. He's helped me get subscribers, so not that he needed my help. He's got 150-some thousand. He's doing pretty good on his own, I would think. I'm nobody. He actually got me started on this and got me subscribers, so thank you again, Wes. Happy birthday. Finally got everything open. So the wheat's not doing bad. It's dry as heck. But that's still good, 100 and some bushels. But that dry. Going pretty good. Boy, go up there moving the bales. Pop, you're ready to pick him up, go get another truck, because this one more bin, that one will be loaded. It's hard when you switch farms, you got a million things to move. You got 3 hoppers, combine, a header, a loader, a tractor with a wagon to move the bales, my brother with his baler, the work pickup, tools. People don't realize how much it is to move, just to get moved to a farm, everything that's involved with it. But still doing good, We've been averaging right around 100 bushels on pretty much all the farms. Anywhere from right around 100. So that's pretty good wheat. All right, so it just started drizzling here, and I don't know if you can see or not, but you see that fog? That's all rain that we're sitting here watching. So we'll sit here for a second. We just got a slight little drizzle. And just on the other side of the highway, there's the highway. Well, you can't see it. It's right there on the other side of this tractor. There's the tractor. So it's raining on the other side of the highway, but it ain't raining over here. Of course, we got a bunch of land over there too. But it would be nice. We got a bunch of corn and stuff on this side too. It'd be nice. It's crazy. We watch it every year rain there and never here. But let's hope it comes this way. I mean, we're getting sprinkles. We just ain't getting that. That's a big rain over there. Hopefully it's coming this way. Yeah, it is pouring over there. I mean, we're only talking about 300 yards. But it's messed me up for today. Anyway, I won't be able to cut no more wheat today. I got one truck loaded by the time I got started and got a bend and a half on another one before it started raining. You can see the draper belt's all wet. Come on, let's get some of this. Let's see what it looks like up here. See, it's sunny there. It's raining all over by the home farm. You can see it. It's raining all over there. The home farm is over there. You can see it's not raining up there, but it's raining. It's kind of like wrapping around us. Crazy, 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 crazy. It would be nice to get this rain. It would be really, really nice. I mean, most of our, well, actually a lot of our early corn is actually getting it. This is, like I said, this is a little bit of the later planted stuff, but it still needs a shower. It's just one of those quick thunderstorms that's coming through. So, I don't know if we're going to get this one, because if you look at the sky right here, it's not very, thing is crazy. It's raining just across the highway. We got a couple dribbles and it's pouring over there. I don't know. That's life, I guess. I guess we're getting something on something. That's all that matters. Alright, well, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share, thumbs up. Please get a lot of people to subscribe and watch. You know, watch time hours and the thumbs up thing is key, I guess. And so is subscribing, you know. So tell your friends, your family, your kids. Get everybody to subscribe and watch. I would certainly appreciate it. Make sure you wish One Lonely Farmer happy birthday. And we are rained out for today. And the planter's actually caught up to the combine. So until we get this field off, can't really do nothing else. So it's just one of those waiting games now. So thank you. See you later. Well, it's raining good now. I guess we are going to get it on this side. So it took it a while to get here, which that's good. It's a slow moving rain that's going to pound this corn a little bit good with some water. This is what we needed. I don't even want tons of rain, just little showers like this to just keep everything going, you know, because there's good rain, you know, the ground's got moisture in it already. We just need to keep everything going, you know, just keep giving the corn and everything a little bit of water and keeping it happy, and it'd work out great. So thank you, Lord. Good job. Let's just keep getting them every few days. Getting rained out. No more wheat cutting today. Well, that's a good thing. Corn needs rain. Corn needs rain. Rain makes money. Just got the truck out of the field. You can tell the corn was starting to well up right here on this sand hill. I don't know if you can see it or not, just in that one spot. But look at all the rain we're getting. I mean, it's coming down good. So, barely got the truck out of the field. I didn't have but one bend on it, but she still didn't. She came out, but she didn't want to. So, I'm gonna get the pickup, go move. My brother's moving some equipment now. Go pick him up. But look at all that water on the driveway. It's good rain. We needed that for the beans, corn. Good, good, good. Makes me happy.